Local Representative John Smithee wants to be the next Texas Speaker. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Smithee has more than 3 decades of experience serving the people of Texas District 86. KMR Local 4's Maya Clark finds out what Smithee wants to do if he gets the gavel. That is our top story tonight from your local election headquarters.
As Speaker of the House, Representative John Smithee's first priority would be getting the House in order by implementing experience gained under previous speakers.
I've been able to observe their leadership styles, the good and the bad, and to see how the House is supposed to work. They're respectful of other members, and the focus is on working to solve problems.
Smithee says this session he believes there will be a number of items brought to the House, including education, electricity services, and the border.
The funding of public education, whether we move to school choice, I think it's probably a given that we're going to have a school choice bill at some point on the floor of the House. And those are important issues to a lot of people.
Another problem impacting Texans depending on the grid is electricity.
We're going to have to look at other, all forms of energy production, wind, solar, but also nuclear at some point, and certainly the natural gas fired, because it's going to take a variety of sources to provide and fuel sources to provide the power that Texas is going to need over the next 20 to 30. And I think we should be looking ahead 50 years to what we're going to need in that time period.
As for the border,
we keep a tremendous presence down there. One of the things that has happened this year is we've established a base camp there at Eagle Pass for a staging area when the circumstances warranted. And but we're gradually building some wall and some fence, basically, in some high traffic areas, and we're continuing to put the razor wire out.
When asked how he is building support for speakership, Smithee shared Friday there's a meeting with about 50 reform-minded Republican House members who are in favor of reforming the rules of the House. The intent is to elect one of the 4 or 5 candidates as preferred reform candidate, and if he doesn't come out of that meeting with the leading vote, he'll probably suspend his campaign for Speaker of the House. Live in studio, Maya Clark, KMR Local 4 News. Andy?
Maya, thank you. Smithee says the advantage of that meeting is that whoever comes out the winner will have around 50 votes, which is a majority of the Republican caucus. To watch the complete interview, head over to our website, myhighplains.com.